What's up, YouTube family? CJ here with the Centipede Grass channel. The grass is dormant now, and there's definitely not as much to do as there was during the growing season, but there are a few things that we can do this time of year to ensure that our grass is healthy and ready to go come spring. So if you're like me and you live around trees, there's probably a good chance that your ground is covered in pine straw or leaves or whatever else has fallen out of your trees. And a good tip that you can try this winter is to mulch those leaves and that pine straw. They're full of nutrients. That's actually how forests and uninhabited areas get fertilized throughout the year. So there are a lot of nutrients inside of those leaves and pine straw. If you have a mulching mower, raise the blades up to where you're not actually cutting the grass. I usually cut my grass at around 2.5, 3 inches. So I raise my blades around 3.5, 4, which is still high enough for the mower to mulch it. But like I said, if you have a mulch kit, mulch those leaves and that pine straw up into little pieces, small enough to where they can sink down into the soil and they're not visible. It'll make your lawn look better, and it'll provide nutrients to your soil, while it's dormant. And if you don't have that, if you don't have a mulching mower, I guess you could possibly cut it with a regular mower and either spread it out with a rake. But I don't know if that would get the pieces small enough. In that instance, it's probably best to either blow it into a area, like if you have a straw bed, tree bed, straw bed, or straw along the fence or anything like that. Or if you want to bag it, maybe hold on to some until next spring and then, spread it back over the lawn, recut it. Now, the grass isn't growing much, so there should not be much mowing going on. If you do have a lot of growth in your lawn, there's a great chance that it's not actually grass, it's most likely weeds, and I can definitely understand how that could be unsightly. If you do have to mow, just mow sparingly. During the growing season, we're probably mowing every 7 to 10 days, 14 max. If you have to mow during the dormant season, spread it out to once a month, even once every other month if you can make it that far. Cutting grass is stressful to the lawn, and you don't want to overstress your lawn during a time where it doesn't have a chance to recover quickly at least. So if you have to mow sparingly, and also don't lower the blades as low as you usually would. Bring them up 1/2 inch to 1 inch higher than you usually mow. Like I said, just to keep from stressing the grass so much. If you don't have a lot of weeds in the lawn and it doesn't require much mowing, but you still want to kind of freshen it up, a good thing to do is just to edge it up, grab your weed eater, go around any barriers, any trees, hit your fence line, hit your edges, and that'll give you a nice little look to the lawn, make it look like you mowed it or you did something to it, and keep you fresh, throughout the year. And that's something that you can do a little more often, definitely not as stressful to the lawn, or at least the entire lawn. And you don't have to weed eat it low. You can raise it up a little bit and just make it look neat, a nice little trim up. Turn off your sprinklers. That's a good choice for whether it's dormant or even during the growing season. The grass does not need that much water, especially during this time of year where it's cooler. That water is not going to evaporate as much as it would during the summertime and the springtime, and you're just going to have water sitting there. You're setting yourself up for trouble come next spring. You'll notice fungus popping up left and right, and it's just because you let water sit there in one place, and we know what water does where it sits any place. It's never a good decision for water to not be moving. So during this time of year, cut the sprinklers off. There's never a reason that I could think of, that you would need to water during this time of year. So save some money. Let's lower that water bill and get those sprinklers off. We did a video before on aerating and dealing with compacted soil, but this is not the time of year to aerate, dethatch, or any other operation that's going to be overly stressful for the grass. While those are great things to do, they're great things to do during the growing season. When you do something that stressful to the lawn, it has to have a chance to recover. And you don't want that recovery to drag on forever. So you want to do it while the grass is actively growing so that, of course, it recovers quicker. The dormant season is not the time to do anything overly stressful to the grass. If anything, we want to just be adding humic acid and any kind of other I don't know what that was. Any kind of other soil amendments to the lawn this time of year, but definitely not the time to aerate or dethatch, power rake, or anything else that's overly stressful to the lawn. A lot of the weeds that you had during the summertime and the springtime, they should have died off by now with the cold weather. And the weeds that you have now, you definitely shouldn't have as much as you did then. So instead of finding a weed killer or something for those weeds, just pull them up. Pull them up, and when you go to mulch up your leaves and mulch up your pine straw or whatever else, other kind of debris you have in the yard, throw those weeds out there and just mulch those up as well. Weeds have nutrients, okay? It's actually a good trick to steal extra nutrients for the yard. So instead of spraying those weeds and putting all this herbicide on your lawn, which is going to stress the lawn, going to compromise it, and also going to compromise the microbial life inside the soil, pull them up. It shouldn't be as many as it is throughout the rest of the year. And throw them in the yard, mulch them up with the mower, and get some nutrients out of them. Excited about next week's video. Have a great product that I'm going to put down. I don't have any endorsements or anything with the product, but I'm just I'm overall pleased with it. I think it's going to be beneficial, going to help a lot of people. So if you haven't subscribed yet, definitely subscribe. We're trying to come with new videos each week to help your DIY homeowners to treat lawn more organically. But definitely subscribe to the video, like the video, share the video, drop a comment. I've received a lot of good comments, man. We had some great conversations in the comments, actually. So keep those coming. If you have anything to add or any questions that you think I may be able to help with, drop it down in the comments below. And we'll catch you next week for another exciting, hopefully informative video. Thanks for the view. Till next week. Peace.